Hey everyone, Jacques Hopkins here. So glad you've joined me for this training. I want to be really respectful of your time here today, and I want to just get right to the point and just deliver some amazing value for you guys so that you can really start to, start your business, start your online course business, or take your existing online course business that just has not reached your goals yet and grow it and get it to reach or exceed your goals. For years, my piano course, it was doing like $500 to $1,000 a month, and it was a nice little extra side income for me and my wife as I was working full time. But it wasn't what I was hoping for. I wanted to quit my job, and I wanted to have what they call mailbox money, where it's just like the money you get while you sleep. And $500 to $1,000, like I said, it was cool, but my goal was 10,000. I wanted $10,000 a month for my piano course. And it wasn't until I started really digging into online trainings like this and learning from people that had been there, done that I was able to reach and exceed my goals. And it's just so funny that I just tried for years to get to that 10,000 mark, and now I'm more like 30,000 just for my piano course, which is just unbelievable to think about, looking back to where I was. So I'm so glad you're here, because going through trainings like this is exactly how you can get to where you want to be. So I'm Jacques Hopkins, the online course guy. I would call myself a successful online course creator. Last year, my online piano course in 2017 did $288,881 in sales. I've helped countless people create their own profitable online courses, and people that already had courses, existing course creators, I've helped them to grow, scale, reach their goals, exceed their goals. And I've also interviewed hundreds of people on my podcast, the Online Course Guy podcast, in all kinds of different niches, the craziest niches that you've ever heard of. People are becoming successful in online courses in just things that I would have never thought was even possible. But online courses are the future. They're the present too. So I'm glad you're here. So my goal for you today is to provide you with everything you need so that you can start your own online course business and get high value students immediately, even if no one knows who you are, you have no experience in online business, even if you don't have a lot of extra time, and even if you aren't tech savvy at all. So we'll get into that. This training is the real deal. The strategies and methods that you're about to discover, these are the exact strategies that I use to personally grow my online course business to multiple six figures, and for others all over the world. These methods literally have changed my life. Shortly after I was able to quit my job because of Piano in 21 Days, my wife and I decided, okay, what we're going to do is every month for a year, we're going to go to a new city in the United States. We're just going to go to a new city we've never been to, hang out there for a few days, and just live like a local, because we had an online business that was supporting our life and our lifestyle now. And so we went to Key West, and we went to 4th of July in Boston, and we went to Chicago, and we went to New York, and we went to San Francisco, Napa Valley, Washington, D.C. And these were all places that we had never been together. So we had spent a lot of time in like Europe, and we independently had been to some of these cities. We were like, okay, let's pick 12 cities that we've never been together. So that was just a ton of fun to be tourists in our own country for that year. So you may be thinking, well, Jacques, clearly you don't have kids. Well, that was the case then, but that's not the case now. We now have a couple of kids, and when our first kid was born, we started planning a little adventure. We spent 3 months in a small city in France, Annecy, France, 50,000 people. We spent 3 months there. That was our summer when our first daughter was about 10 months old. From 10 months to about 13 months old. This is a picture of us waiting for the Tour de France. So that was just a really, really cool experience that my online course allowed us to be able to do. So here's what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn why an online course is the best place to start as an entrepreneur right now. You're going to learn the exact steps that I took to earn $288,881 in sales in 2017 with my online piano course. You're going to learn the only 3 things that you need to focus on to have a successful online course. You're going to learn my dirty little secret about my online piano course that I've literally never told anyone else about. I'm going to tell you how to put it all on autopilot. I work less than 3 hours a week on my piano course, less than 3 hours a week. And then that allows me to focus now on helping others with their own online courses. And I'll share with you successful case studies and how we can work on all this together one-on-one. Now, let's talk about who this training is for. So this is for you if you are a caged employee. So this is for employees that are working 9-to-5 jobs who feel trapped and you just want more out of work and life. This training will show you how you can quit your job and work for yourself. This training is for entrepreneurs. So those people that just love shiny new objects and have trouble with sticking to just one thing. You're sold on entrepreneurship. You just haven't found the right business yet. And this training will show these types of people, if this is you, how to focus on just that one thing. It's for struggling course creators. I help out a lot of struggling course creators that have the dream, have the vision, they have their topic, they even have their course and have a few students, but they just haven't reached their goals. This training will show you a proven system for getting new students each and every day with predictability so that you can finally reach or exceed your goals. And it's for aware students who know the traditional education path is broken and not for them. College tuition, it keeps increasing. And this training will show you how to start your own online course business and pursue entrepreneurship instead of traditional employment for the next 40 or more years. So if you fall into any of these four categories, then you're in the right place and you're going to love what I'm going to cover in this training here today. Now, here are some house rules for today's training really quickly. So this is not get rich quick. What that means is it's not about effortless earnings. There is work to be put in here, and my results are not typical, and my students' results are not typical. You absolutely have to put in the work for this to be able to work. And I'm also not about profiting without helping others. So this is all about helping others with something. You're teaching, in an online course, you're teaching other people how to do something. I want you to have the very best possible online course, the very best possible customer experience. And I want this to be a win for everybody. I want it to be a win for your students. I want it to be a win for you. And of course, a win for me as well. I want everybody to win here. So why is an online course the best place to start as an entrepreneur right now? Well, traditionally, there have been two paths to income and supporting your family. One path is traditional employment. So you go to school, you get a degree, you go get a job. I did this. I was an engineer. They'll go and be teachers or accountants or doctors, or, this is the path that most people are taking today. And that works for a lot of people, but there are a lot of people that want to work for themselves as well. They want to be entrepreneurs. And traditionally, we have this, I keep saying that word traditional, we have the traditional entrepreneurship path. So you go start a business, you start open a Subway franchise or a Jimmy John's franchise, or you start a barbershop, or you start your own accounting practice or your own dental practice. This is the traditional entrepreneurship path. But there's a lot of problems with both of those paths. For example, I was interviewed on a local radio show here recently. It was called Out to Lunch. We just talked business over lunch. There's a host, and then it was me and another entrepreneur. And of course, I was talking mostly about piano in 21 days, and the other entrepreneur there opened up a local business to help people with ACT prep. It's a college course prep here, test in the United States. And one thing that really struck me is that the other person there, she had to open up a $60,000 small business loan to get her business started because she has a storefront, and she had to hire people. And I don't know what I've never opened a physical storefront before. I don't know what all the costs are involved. But I got started with the $10 domain, and she's still paying off that loan. Years later, she's still paying off that small business loan, and I'm sitting back and bringing in mostly profit from my business. I never had to take out a loan, just a very cash healthy business. And it's just very interesting looking at the traditional entrepreneurship path versus what's possible with an online course. And what changed everything is the internet. And the internet basically created a third path here. And what that third path is, being able to sell information digitally. That's what I've done with Piano in 21 Days. That's what course creators are doing, is they're taking the information that they have inside their head and they're selling it digitally through the internet. So that's what an online course is. It allows you to work anywhere in the world with just a laptop. You can reach literally anyone, and everyday people are starting 6-figure or 7-figure online courses from home without fancy credentials, without any staff or expensive office overhead. So you may be asking now, who is Jacques and why should I listen to him? Well, I'm from the New Orleans, Louisiana area. I worked at a full-time job for 8 years, but I always wanted more. And I tried a lot of businesses and I failed. I quit my job over 2 years ago because of the success of my online course. Now I'm able to support my family just from the income from my online piano course. And in last year, in 2017, I did $288,881 in sales with my online piano course. But growing up, I did just what everyone told me to do. And I went to college and at my local university, and I didn't get very good grades, but I was very good at hanging out with my friends, drinking beer. My grades were just high enough to get a degree because I knew that would help me do what everyone said to do next, which was get a good paying full-time job with good benefits. And so that's what I did. I graduated from college and I got a job. My first corporate job was at this company in Louisiana where we would design and build these electrical systems for chemical plants. And my whole life, this is what people told me success looked like. You would go to college, then you get this job, but it didn't really feel like success. And I didn't really feel like I wanted to do this for the next 40 or so years. So I started looking for other options. So I tried several things. I tried creating blogs. I tried writing a book. I tried inventing a physical product. I tried, getting somebody to make an app for an idea I had. And all of those amounted to exactly $0 for me. In fact, they cost me a little bit of money because of some expenses I had with trying to start those businesses. 5 years wasted, and I had 6 failed businesses that had me feeling like I'd never make it. But then one day, instead of working on the side business I thought I was supposed to be working on, I wasn't watching Netflix. I wasn't browsing Facebook. I was playing my piano. And I realized that playing my piano was what I turned to when nothing else was appealing. The whole time I had been trying to create some business, my true hobby and passion was staring me at the face. And I realized in that moment that somehow, some way, the piano should be part of whatever business I create. And that very same evening, I was listening to one of my favorite business podcasts before bed. And the host was interviewing a guy who had successfully made an online course on jazz piano. I wasn't specifically looking for an episode like that. It was completely random, but talk about perfect timing. With all the events and aha moments of the day, I knew at that point my calling was an online piano course. And after years of struggling with a variety of business models, an online course just worked for me. It was low cost, the tech was doable, there was nothing physical to have made. The decision to move forward with an online course changed my life forever. Now, you probably aren't interested in being in the piano business, but you don't have to be an expert at something to have a successful online course on that topic. You just have to know more about something than someone else to teach it to them. And to illustrate this, I want to tell you about a scene from one of my favorite movies, Catch Me If You Can, with Leonardo DiCaprio. And in this scene, he actually was a student at this university and was impersonating the professor on day one of the semester. The professor didn't show up or whatever, so he stands up and he starts teaching like he's the professor, and he goes through the entire semester and nobody ever figures out until the very end that he's not actually the professor, he's just a student there. And so after the semester, they were interviewing him and they're like, so how were you able to pull this off? Like, you're just a student. How were you able to fake everyone out into thinking that you actually knew what you were talking about? And what he said was, all he did was every day before class, he would just read one chapter ahead. So he was always just one chapter ahead of everybody else. So as long as you just know a little bit more about something, then you can actually teach to other people. So think about, like, what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? And what do others come to you for advice on? Or what do you want to learn more about? So people from all walks of life are finding success with online courses, and I'd love to share a few stories with some of them now. So first and foremost, there's Nate Dodson. Nate and I started working together early last year. He had a great idea for a course on something he loved doing. He grows something called microgreens in his house. Microgreens are baby versions of plants that are super good for you. In fact, I've been putting them on my salads and other dishes, smoothies, since Nate introduced them to me. And Nate grows and sells them at his local farmers markets and to chefs in his town. And Nate brings in over $20,000 a month with his online course now and works on it only a couple of hours a day. Next, I want to talk about Krista King. I like Krista's story because, like me, her course has nothing to do with her degree or credentials. Krista got a degree in psychology, but always wanted to create an online business, and her real passion is math. Today, Krista runs a very successful website where she sells a whole library of math courses at KristaKingMath.com. And then there's Helena Liu, who actually just quit her job as a project manager last month. Helena really liked working as a project manager, so she created an online course on getting the official project management certification. She was able to grow the sales of her course over time to where she was making the same amount from her course as she was from her job, but she was spending way less time on her course. Well, what happened next is really, really cool. Somehow she found out how much all the other project managers were making and that she was at the bottom. And so she went to her boss. She asked for a significant raise to be more in line with all the other project managers. They gave her a small raise, but it wasn't good enough. And so she had all the leverage because she had her successful online course already, and she quit on the spot. And since quitting, she's now able to spend even more time growing her online course. And in just 1 month, she's already making more than she was at her job. So this was me, 5 years, from when I got my idea to now, to be able to do what I want, to make that mailbox money. It took 5 years, but it was a lot of struggle. And you can think about it like a 4-combination lock. There's 10,000 combinations to unlock a standard 4-combination lock. And so you can keep going at this like I tried to do for a long time and try to figure out the combination for yourself, or you can just let me give you the combination. So imagine yourself just like 1 year from now. Think about where you are now and then where you want to be in 1 year. And are you doing the things in your life to be able to get there, get where you want to be? You have to make a decision to change now. And why an online course? The best way I know to answer this question is to tell you a story about John Lennon. So John and his wife were hanging out outside and they were having a little conversation. And John's wife said, "I want a pool. John, I want a pool." And John said, "Okay, well, let's get one." And John's wife says, "Well, how are we going to do that?" They didn't have the money for a pool at the time. And John simply said, "I'll write us one." Having a viable online course is one of the most valuable assets that you can have because it means you will never go hungry. So just like John Lennon had writing songs, you can have an online course as your way to get anything that you want in life. What if you had an extra $300 per month that was made on autopilot? What if you had an extra $3,000 per month that was made completely on autopilot? Or what if you had an extra $30,000 per month that was made completely on autopilot? And all by genuinely helping people all over the world. Would your life be any different than it is today? To be successful with your online course, you really only need to focus on 3 things. There are so many things that you could focus on. You could start a blog, and you could have the best Facebook page out there, and you could start a podcast, and you could sign up for Instagram and Snapchat, and then you could make sure that your website was the fanciest, best website out there. And you can have Twitter, and you could try to write a best-selling book for Amazon and be on LinkedIn and do public speaking gigs. But when you try to do too many things at once, it hardly ever works out. It's all about doing less and not more. And when starting a successful online course, you want to focus on 3 things, and that's it. So here's the 3 things. The only 3 things that you need to start is 1, a YouTube channel, 2, an email capture landing page, and 3 is to ask. So let's get into each one of these. For the YouTube channel, most successful online courses actually started with a successful YouTube channel. And it's because people go to YouTube first to learn new things. Nate did this with Microgreens Farmer. It's really interesting what Nate did because he put up 6 videos about microgreens and he kind of forgot about his YouTube channel. He looked up a year later, he had tons of subscribers, tons of views, and that's when he's like, okay, now's the time to make an online course because I actually have these people that are interested in me and my topic. This is what Krista King did with her math stuff, is she would actually take every day, she'd solve one calculus equation on her YouTube channel every single day. And she's now has hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And this is why her online course has been successful, is because she started on YouTube. And this is exactly what I did with Piano in 21 Days as well. I have a video now that's got over 1 million views. And it's all about finding those videos that really, really, really take off and start to go viral. And not every video I have has done that. I probably have posted 100 videos on my channel, and maybe 3 of them account for 90% of my traffic. But if I wouldn't have done those first 25 or 30 videos, I would have never gotten to those special ones that really, really took off. YouTube is absolutely the best way to start a relationship with your potential students and start growing your audience. So next, I want to talk about the email capture landing page. This is what mine looks like on Piano in 21 Days, because once we have our YouTube channel, it's not enough just to grow the subscriber base on YouTube. You actually want to collect people's email addresses. You want to get something that you own. You don't want a database that Google owns. You want to have contact information for these people that you own. You want to offer something for free in exchange for an email address. Here's what I have on Piano in 21 Days. It's a free workbook that people can download. Michael Lipsmeyer at 90dayguitar.com has a free video series that he's offering for people's email address. And Nate has a free quick start guide, exactly what you need to go from seeds to sales in 10 days. Think about what your potential student could use to get started in what it is that you're trying to teach them. That way, you provide them something very high quality and they want to keep learning more from you. And now you may be thinking, well, that's great, Jacques, but look, I'm not tech savvy like at all. Like, I'm not tech savvy at all. Well, look, when I was getting started 2013, this was pretty hard. To set up an email capture landing page was pretty hard. Today, 2018, you have zero excuse. Like, the tools that exist today are amazing. Like, literally anybody can do it. So I highly recommend ClickFunnels. All right, I highly recommend ClickFunnels. If you don't want to go with ClickFunnels, maybe you have software already. There's things like Leadpages, Thrive Themes that make this really, really simple for you to set up. And when you sign up for ClickFunnels through my link, if you just go to the onlinecourseguy.com/ClickFunnels and use that link to sign up for ClickFunnels, I'll give you my templates that I use for Piano in 21 Days. So what I have for you is my course, my Piano in 21 Days course template. So all you would have to do is import this template into your account, and you can just change some of the text and upload your videos or whatever your course content is, and you've got an online course. I'm also going to give you my order form template. So once again, import this template, change out my information for your information. You've got an order form. And finally, I'll give you my template for an entire built-out website. I built my entire Piano in 21 Days website just in ClickFunnels. You can import this in, put in your information. We've got about pages, testimonial pages, FAQ pages, even a blog. Like, everything is inside of here. And if you sign up for ClickFunnels using my affiliate link, I'll give you all of these templates for free. All right, and the last thing that you need to ask. And so what that is think about, what if you didn't have to guess what your students want to buy from you? What if you could create the exact course your future students want? So all you have to do is ask. So we have a YouTube channel. We're starting to collect email addresses. Once somebody signs up for your email list, send them this email. Subject line: how can I best help you? Hi, first name. Thanks again for signing up to receive my free whatever. I hope you're not only reviewing it, but taking action and getting results for yourself. In order for me to help you even more, could you reply with the answer to this one question? What are you struggling with most as it relates to whatever? Piano, growing microgrids, math. Thanks, and I look forward to hearing back from you. This is what people successful with online courses do. Before they even build their course, they ask their future students what they most need help with. And you'll include solutions to these struggles in your course. So those are the only 3 things that you need to do to actually get started and be successful. And by doing just those 3 things correctly, you're setting yourself up for huge success. And actually creating your online course is the easy part once you do the 3 things and do them right. And here's why. By doing these 3 things, you'll actually have a list of perfect people to tell about your course when it's available. And you'll know it's what they want rather than wasting time creating a course that doesn't sell. Now, you may be thinking, don't I need a degree or certification to actually teach something in an online course? Well, here's my dirty little secret that I've literally never told anybody else about, and that is I had never actually taught a single person to play piano before I created my online course. I just had a passion for something, and I knew others wanted to learn it too. And Krista King is very similar. Her degree was in psychology, like I mentioned earlier, but her passion was in math. She started putting these videos on YouTube before she had ever really taught anybody math in person, but people were learning from her online and validated her way of teaching, her process, and eventually her online course. With the right motivation, the right system, and the right accountability, you can absolutely reach your goals. So my question to you is, if I provide the system and the accountability and you provide the motivation, do you think that you could be successful? And what if you could create your own profitable online course based on the knowledge that you already have, and do it by following a proven step-by-step formula that works, and start right now, no matter what your experience level is? So if you're tired of relying on income that only comes in if you go to work, or if you're tired of trying to complicated businesses that haven't worked for you and want to have a positive impact on people all over the world without having to spend a ton of startup costs or having to learn a bunch of tech, then this program is specifically for you. Click the button below, book a strategy session with me. It'll be a 45-minute call where we'll walk through this process, find out where you are, where you want to be, and how I can best help you. And even if it's not a fit for us to work together, you'll walk away with the strategy session with a plan to go forward and be successful. So you really have nothing to lose. Click the button below, book your call with me, and I look forward to chatting with you on our strategy session.